Will all of this work, and how easy will it be for these 5 million undocumented immigrants to gain their deferred deportation? I'm joined now from the U.S. town of Burlington in Vermont by Leslie Holman, president of the American Immigration Lawyers Association. Thanks so much for joining us. You've been practicing law now for about 25 years. How big of a shakeup will this be?
This is the biggest shakeup I have seen really in my practice. When I started immigration, we had IRA. This is a pre-holiday cheer.
Who's going to be covered, who's not?
Well, we know that we are going to see the parents of lawful permanent residents and U.S. citizens who have been in the country for at least 5 years. Okay, they're going to be getting some kind of relief. They will, of course, have to pay taxes. They're going to have to pass background checks, but this is absolutely huge. We are also going to see expansion of those who are eligible for DACA because there's going to be no age limit, and that's also a huge change. Unfortunately, there are certain things we're not going to see. There's not going to be any relief for the agricultural workers. There's going to be a specific trend for people who are not going to, who have crossed the border recently in an effort to stem what they fear are going to be people entering without, in hopes of something happening. DACA parents, the parents of people granted relief 2 years ago by the president are not going to be eligible.
Leslie, talk to me about your practice and how things change for you, after this goes into effect. Obviously, you must have clients who've been reaching out to you in advance of this. How do things change for you?
First of all, it is a wonder, it is a blessing to be able to give people hope. I'm getting calls already. There are so many people that are here that have families. This is going to reunite families or unite families that have been separated for years or who are living in the fear of separation. So, this is absolutely going to be huge. And of course, I'm talking about families. There is less information and specifics right now with regard to who is going to be helped with regard to business communities, but the families are going to be united, hopefully.
How's this process going to work? How difficult is it going to be?
Well, we don't know. When the president rolled out the DACA, it went really well. It went smoothly. It was really a fantastic thing. And we're hoping that this is going to follow suit along those same rules, follow that same path. People are going to have to be able to show some of the difficulty is going to be able to show how they've arrived, that they've been here for the requisite amount of time, that they've paid their taxes. They're going to have to pass criminal background checks. But we're really hoping that the purpose of this is for the president to put people together and keep families together, and they're not going to make that an onerous task.
What about concerns that some people are already expressing that Republicans in Congress are going to try and block this or at least block the funding for this? What are your thoughts about potential roadblocks, and are you prepared for those?
Well, it's an interesting thing because the USCIS is a self-funded agency. So, for example, when we had the last government shutdown, the USCIS still operated. And we're hoping, of course, here, there are roadblocks, but the president's authorized to do this. Since 1956, we have had presidents exercising their administrative authority to do this. So, there are certainly going to be attempts, but the bottom line is he's got the authority to do this. And I hope and believe that in the hearts of those that, their parties may be against it, that they believe that this is the right thing to do, because it is.
Leslie, one final question. This has been something that President Obama's tried to work with the House and Senate on since he took the Oval Office. Are you disappointed that there wasn't any kind of legislation that could be worked out by both sides of the Democrats and the Republicans that could go to the president on this issue?
You bet. Of course, absolutely disappointed, but in effect, I'm hopeful now. The president has taken action. He's going to take action, and maybe this is going to be the spur that we need to get people to work together, because we need it. This is a first step, but we still need immigration reform. We need a comprehensive overhaul, and the way that's going to happen is by some kind of action that makes people act. So I'm hoping that this is going to be that spur.
All right, Leslie Holman joining us from Burlington. Can't thank you enough. Appreciate it.